Hi there, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Today, not looking too great for me to start out here. Pre-market and after hours over the weekend really kind of dropped me down, but that happens from time to time. We got some big earnings coming up this week, especially for Nvidia. They got a pretty big release coming up this week. It isn't really looking too good compared to based on how the other semiconductor industry is doing. But we'll see what happens with that. Today, I wanted to talk about the options trading with Robinhood. I'm actually recently approved and wanted to kind of share me doing the first options trade with you guys and kind of show what my plans are for why I set this up. So first thing I like to do is just kind of show you guys what to do to set up options trading in case you don't know or don't already have it but would like to look into it. Since you don't actually have it right away, it's not like in your default settings. So when you come in to trade here, and normally there's buy and sell, and that's all you guys have. You won't have this option for trade options if you haven't already been approved for it. So if you want to put yourself under review to be capable of trading options, first I would say make sure you do a lot of reading. Maybe if you're not familiar with it, watch some other videos. There's some good ones on options trading because it is a little bit more complex than just selling limits and buying shares directly. So before you go and try to get that, make sure you have somewhat of an understanding for trade options. I myself am not an options trader at all. I mean, I'm still a new investor, but I'm particularly interested in trying one approach because I think it will work well for me, and I'm a very conservative investor. So if you don't have this, what you would do is go to sell, come into the order types, and then normally at the bottom here there's another line that will say options trading or get free option trades now that Robinhood has it for free. So you would click on that and it'll give you confirmation of agreements. You accept the terms, and then you will get put under review for approval of this. Now, I don't know what the criteria are specifically for them to approve it, but I'm assuming that there's something that you have to meet as far as like maybe your account size or whether or not your credit score is good. They may check that. So just be aware of that stuff before you just go ahead and click on it. Do some reading and research on both that and just options in general. But today I'm going to be trying to do a trade option with Neptune. They also have an earnings report this week. So I've noticed that a lot of the earnings reports have kind of dropped down the stock prices in this last month, with October kind of hammering down on stocks. But we're gonna try to use that to some of our advantage here. And I mean, I was gonna try to do this even without that. But what I'm gonna do is come into trade options and set up so I make sure I'm at sell and call because that's the kind of deal I want to do. And basically what this means is that each one of these items is a way for me to sell my 100 shares of Neptune. So that's the thing. If you're trading options, you can only trade them in groups of 100. That's the size of the contract. All right, you can't do it for 10, you can't do it for 50. Their contracts are defaulted to 100, and that's how it works. So if you can't get 100 shares of something, then don't even bother trying if you're not interested in trading that much. Neptune is one of the only ones I've traded in that high volume, so I never really needed to attempt options before. But basically what happens with a sell call is I will say at $5 call, I have 100 shares. That's all I have, so I could put in one contract to sell all of them, and I will be paid $3 just to agree to sell them at $5 if somebody would like to purchase them at that rate on the 16th of November. And right now that's like the end of this week, so there's only a few days left before this contract expires for the option. So I'm pretty confident that it's not going to hit $5, and that's kind of my strategy here is I want to try to take the premium from this deal and try to get it to the point where I know it's short term and it's probably not going to be realistic. So I just get the $3. All right. Now, on the other hand, that also means that during this time, I can't sell my stock. My original goal was to try to sell Neptune for a little over 4, but I kind of missed my exit point the first time it went over there. And now I'm just going to try and use this as like a trial test for selling these call options. But there is some risk involved with this. Even if it doesn't get there, I get to keep the $3. But that also means that the reason I'm not selling my stocks is because it didn't go up to $5 and somebody didn't want to buy it. So there's other videos explaining how trading options works, but basically if Neptune suddenly has a great earnings report and it shoots up to $7, I can no longer sell it because I've already agreed to sell it at $5 to this person on the other side of this option trade. So they do not have to buy it, but I have to give them the right to buy it at $5 at the end of this week. Anytime between now and the 16th, if they want to purchase my stocks for $5 each, I have to give it to them. I have no choice in the matter after accepting this. All right, so I just wanted to point that out. That's kind of one of the bigger risks, is it could go further high and you don't have any advantage to that, but at least with this, you have a guaranteed amount of income that you get no matter what. So that's what I kind of like about this is I'm going to try to do some short-term sells with this stock because it's I personally, after looking into it, I don't think it will be getting this high. But you can see if I did it for a $4 call, it will pay me 8 cents instead of 3. So if I did one contract, I would make $8 because it's more likely that the stock price will hit $4 by the end of this contract. And if you do a longer term one, you can see that the price goes up for what you're paid to make that because there's more time for the stock to go further up. So longer term, you could get more money on that first initial price, but that also means that the stock has longer to go over that $5 call. So I'm going to be sticking to very short-term ones for now because I think Neptune will go up in the long term, but I don't see it going up this quickly for the short-term ones. So that's kind of going to be my strategy for using options trading. So some people might say that it's too risky or they might have better ideas than this. Put it in the comments and I'll read them. I'm very open to trying these strategies right now. But this is just kind of what my plan is, to try to make sure that I get a guaranteed piece of income, and I can renew this option every time. So if it doesn't go to 5 but it goes to 4.50, then I could sell my stock because it's still a profit for me after this contract's expired, or I can make a new options trade to say $5 again, and then I will get paid another premium and still be waiting to see if somebody wants to pull it in. So what I'm going to do today is say I don't think that this stock will hit $5 by the end of the week. They have their earnings report, but I don't think it's volatile enough to go up that high, especially after it's been dropping this last week. So I'm just going to take this small amount, say one contract, yes. Okay, this is, oh hey. All right, I'm good with that. It's saying that it requires a larger amount for this to happen, so I'm agreeing to sell 100 shares of Neptune at $5. If you aren't asked to sell by then, you'll keep the $5 credits. That's what I was saying, is no matter what, even if I don't sell it, worst case scenario, I'm stuck with the stock still, and then I trade it like normal. But on the other hand, if somebody else decides to buy it, I get the $5 and the $5 per share. So that's a good benefit of it. Also for setting my limit so high, as if it ever does get taken, I'm still profiting. So we're gonna swipe up to let that trade go through, and hopefully somebody agrees to take that option, and I'll have made $5 at least, and then a possibility of losing those hundred stocks to a market sale, which again I don't really see that happening, but yeah, that's pretty much the plan. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little idea and little introduction into options. Maybe I'll do a full video on more in depth of all the option types or all the sell buy types. Put in the comments if you want me to do one more, and I'll see what I can do.